So I started a brand new YouTube channel about a year ago, and right now there are a ton of creators, you've seen these videos, where they pull up their YouTube studio and show you what they've earned from AdSense. But every single one of those videos ends in the same spot. They show you the AdSense number and they either celebrate or they're massively disappointed by it. That's like the whole video. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to show you my AdSense too, but there's a second number that I haven't seen many creators talking about, and the gap between those numbers is exactly why I decided to film this video. See, I launched this channel just over a year ago, and for the first 6 months, I wasn't nearly as dedicated, I wasn't focused, I wasn't consistent, as I should have been at least. And that's why this channel only has 42 videos total. I think this is the 43rd. Now, when I launched this channel, my wife was very pregnant. I was running 2 other businesses, one digital, one brick and mortar, at the same time, and traveling quite a bit. Now, I was squeezing in uploads when I could here and there, and the views reflected that, though. There were a few hundred views here, maybe a couple thousand on a really good day. Nothing that would make anybody watching think that I was building something that was eventually going to work out. Oh, and people shared their opinions, like constantly. For the first 10 months on this channel, I must have received dozens of comments from people saying things like, "Bro can't even get 1,000 views on his videos, and he's telling me how to grow my channel." Right? Or people saying, "Why would anybody listen to this idiot talk about how to grow a channel when he doesn't even have, fill in the blank, number of subscribers?" I was called a fake guru. I was called a charlatan, that I was all talk. I mean, a lot of things that were a little bit more colorful than that. People saying that I was lying about my main channel, like you can't just quickly search my name and find it in like 2 seconds. Somebody in one of my early videos even said that this channel would never surpass 20,000 subscribers. He was convinced of it. Now, during that entire stretch, I wasn't making a dime from AdSense. I didn't have enough watch hours to even qualify for the partnership program until like September or something. It was just months of showing up with a pregnant wife, with our second child. So we already had a little kiddo running around the house, 2 businesses pulling me in very different directions, and a financial return from YouTube for this channel of 0. Had I been building this channel to try to make the money from the AdSense, I would have quit by summer. And I'm being serious about that. And hear me out. The only reason I didn't quit was because AdSense was never the point. I had learned a long time ago that that is not what you need to focus on. I was building something special, something intentional behind the scenes, and using the channel as the vessel to get there. And I'm going to get into that in a second, but I want to show you what happened around October. All right, now here's my YouTube studio, the lifetime numbers, right? This was taken just a few days ago. 1.8 million views on the channel so far, organic, long form. I don't have any shorts on this channel. 150,000 watch time hours, a little over 48,000 subscribers. And if you look at the graph, it's pretty much a flat line for months. Then around the very beginning of October 2025, the whole thing just takes off. People keep asking, "Adam, what happened? What did you do?" They think, did a video go viral? Did I crack some type of code? Not really. Now, a couple videos did perform better than others. I have a video called Why Your YouTube Videos Die After 48 Hours, and I think it's about 275,000 views so far, and another one, 9 YouTube Settings That Kill Small Channels. I think that video's done a little over 240,000 views, but it wasn't like one video changed the trajectory. I just finally uploaded enough videos where YouTube had the data it needed to figure out who my content was for. Once I did, old videos started getting new traffic. Noticeably, new videos were getting pushed within the first 24 hours, finally, and the whole thing shifted. But even with all of that growth, the actual AdSense revenue was decent, but nothing to write home about. Now, I'm going to be showing a lot of screenshots in this video. I try to be as transparent as possible. If something just doesn't make sense for you, or you have a contextual question that pops up based on what I'm sharing in this video, please leave it in the comments below. I read all the comments. I try to respond to as many as I possibly can. I want you guys to have clarity on how this stuff actually works from a deeper level than you're used to. So let's look at the last 90 days on this channel. Just under 1 million views. The watch time is just under 87,000 hours. And as far as subscribers, I pulled in about 20,800 new subs. And let's talk about the revenue for the past 90 days alone. It's sitting at $6,647. And lifetime, this channel has earned just under $9,500 through the YouTube Partner Program. But I didn't even turn on the ads, and I need to say this, I did not turn on the ads until November. I think I qualified for the partner program in September, but I was on a roll and I didn't want to ruin it with ads. So I waited a couple months, and this is about 6 months ago. Now, for a channel that's just over a year old with only 42 videos total, those numbers are decent, don't get me wrong. But if you're a coach, a consultant, somebody who sells a service, somebody who runs an actual business, does $6,600 every 90 days really move the needle forward for you with all your overhead on nearly 1 million views? Let's do the math. When it comes out to it, it's roughly $6.60 per 1,000 views, which means every view on this channel right now is worth less than a penny to me, through the AdSense program, that is. Less than a penny. That's why I call it mailbox money. It shows up. I'm grateful for it, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to turn it off. But if your entire strategy on YouTube is built around getting into the partner program so you could start making real money on YouTube from the AdSense, this is what it actually looks like in practice. And by the way, if you want to see exactly how I've built out the business side of things behind the scenes using YouTube to build real businesses, I have a free masterclass coming up in the next few days, and I'll have a link in the description box below where you can register completely free, zero pressure, and you're going to walk away from that 90-minute session with more understanding, more knowledge and value than most paid courses are going to provide for you. We'll hang out on Zoom together, we'll do a Q&A together, and I'll actually be able to connect with you face-to-face beyond these videos here on YouTube. So I'll have a link in the description box below. Go and register, claim your seat, and I look forward to seeing you there. Yeah. So here's the part that none of these other videos ever seem to want to talk about. Since October, the business that this channel feeds has generated more than $300,000 in revenue. Not AdSense, in revenue into the business without any paid ads, completely organically. Same channel that you're watching right now. Nothing fancy, no crazy funnels. Same 42 videos or less. What that looks like for me is 5 platinum coaching clients, which are 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs that pay me $40,000 a year to work in their business to help them with their video marketing, more specifically their YouTube operations, their channel, their lead generation. Now, I have another 4 clients since October that have signed into my $12,000 program and 7 into my $5,000 program. Now, I made another $35,000 to $40,000 from my 2-day studio intensives where I fly all over the place and go into somebody's home or office, set up their entire filming setup, shoot content with them for 2 full days, and get them launched or get their channel into momentum from wherever they had started. Every dollar from that came from this channel. The first person who reached out was before I even had 5,000 subscribers. One guy watched my 6th video ever on this channel, and we had a couple great conversations over Instagram DMs, and he signed up for my Platinum group, and he's been a wonderful client. Since October, the email list that I have has now grown to more than 12,000 contacts. None of this came from any videos going wildly viral or me being on Instagram and TikTok and all these other places. I built this over time. Now, this is YouTube, so I'm sure some of you have already warmed up the mitts to leave some spicy comments like, he just sells courses, or whatever else you're upset about, and I get it, and I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Look, there are plenty of people in the YouTube growth space that have never actually grown anything outside of telling you how to grow things, which always blows my mind. You can click the link in my description box below where you can check out my main channel, but on top of that, I have other receipts that I can bring to the table. I've built a 7-figure capital equipment company, brick and mortar. I've built a 6-figure fitness apparel brand, brick and mortar, that had nothing to do with YouTube or influencer marketing. Then I built 2 7-figure businesses digitally off of my main channel before I ever taught anyone about growing on this platform here on YouTube. So if you don't like my advice, that's cool, but it's coming from somebody who's been an entrepreneur, been a business owner, and has done it successfully several times. I understand the art of attention marketing. So if you watch anybody else and you like them better, awesome, but make sure they've actually done the thing that they're telling you how to do first. That's just my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth, but I want to actually show you how this works because that's the part that's going to actually be useful to you in this video. Now, I have a video on this channel called The Content System That Tripled My YouTube Growth. That video still to this day barely has 6,000 views, but that one video generated a $40,000 platinum client for me and multiple paid consultations. Side note, if you want to work with me, I'll have my contact information in the description box and join me for the masterclass. Seriously, it's going to be very, very valuable to you. But that works out to $6.60 per view, not per 1,000 views, like I mentioned earlier. AdSense would have paid me maybe, I don't know, 30 bucks or so on the same video. And some of my biggest videos, the ones that did 200,000 plus views, haven't generated a single coaching client. For the most part, there's a couple, right? The difference isn't the view count. It's what the content is actually designed to do. So how does a viewer actually become a paying client? See, most people completely overcomplicate the process. I've signed multiple $40,000 clients without even having a marketing or sales funnel active. The trust was built entirely from the content. The simplest version of this that you guys hopefully understand very easily is you make a video that helps someone with a specific problem. Then in the description, you have a link for a free guide, a masterclass registration like I'm promoting in this video, maybe a book a call page or an application funnel. Whatever the entry point is, when somebody clicks, gives you their email, and now they're on your list. Your list is the most important asset in your business because you own it. YouTube could completely change the algorithm tomorrow, which they have before. They've banned channels, deleted channels, but your list doesn't go anywhere. You own that. And from there, it's called nurturing them. If you've ever heard of a nurturing sequence, it's keeping you top of mind while building trust in a sequential fashion. You just keep showing up in their inbox the same way you show up on camera. And when you have something to offer them, finally, the selling part is almost easy because they already trust you. You've already built that symbiotic relationship. And by the time they get to the point of purchase, they're not asking, should I buy this? They're asking, well, how do I get started? Now, in my last business, I had an 83.2% close rate on sales calls for 3 years straight. Not because I'm a great salesperson by any means. It's because by the time somebody got on a Zoom call with me, they'd already watched dozens of my videos. The call wasn't about pitching. It was about, does this make sense? When do we get started? And payment information. In this new business, I've done fewer than 6 sales calls. I told you what the stats were a little bit earlier. Less than 6 sales calls total. I haven't even built out my full email nurturing sequence yet, which is embarrassing to say, but you need to be transparent in order to share this isn't as complicated as you're making it. This $300,000 that I'm sharing with you was with an incomplete back end. That should tell you something about how powerful the content itself is when it's aimed at the right people. It's not about how many people, it's about who watches your content. Now, recently I was talking to a client and I shared this and he got a kick out of it, so I want to share it with you guys too. I look at AdSense revenue like ranch dressing at a wings place. If you're a blue cheese person, let me know in the comments. Look, nobody goes to a wings place because they're excited about the ranch dressing. Aside from maybe Wingstop, but that's a conversation for a different day. If you're in the South, you know. You go to a wings place for the wings. The ranch dressing is just the side. That's the AdSense. And the business behind the channel, that's the wings. Way too many people with real businesses and real expertise are treating YouTube like the business itself. They're trying to make money on YouTube when they should be making money because of YouTube. The platform connects you with the people who need what you have. So within the same time frame, $9,200 was generated from AdSense over here, and over $300,000 was generated from the business that this channel supports. That's roughly a 30-to-1 ratio. 48,000 subscribers, 43 videos now. Guys, I made sure that every single video was doing something beyond collecting views and subscribers. If you're making videos right now, I have a question for you. What's the actual goal? Are you just trying to hit monetization so YouTube starts paying you directly? Or are you building something meaningful, fulfilling off of YouTube that your channel feeds into? I want to know in the comments. I read every comment. Leave a meaningful comment for a meaningful response, by the way. I'm not just like thanks on all the comments. And I want to share one more thing with you guys. You might have noticed, but I'm filming this standing up right now. For the past 2 months, about 8 weeks, I've been dealing with a herniated disc in my L5. And you know what? I'll share my MRI image right here with you guys. I haven't been able to sit down for more than 10 minutes in a long time. And I built this standing studio in my office so I could keep filming. I got a little bit bored. I haven't uploaded in weeks. And this is the first video on this channel that I've been able to get done in about a month. But in the last 28 days, the reason I'm sharing this with you, with just one upload, 248,000 views, more than 21,000 hours of watch time, and almost 5,000 new subscribers. And let's talk about the $1,700 of estimated revenue, the mailbox money that I referred to earlier. The channel still grew. When you build the right content for the right audience, it keeps working even when you can't. The video that I published 6 months ago, it's still generating views, leads, and revenue. Well, I'm trying to pick up my kids without wincing, which is a whole different story. Side note, if you've dealt with back pain, herniated discs, maybe you're like an orthopedic surgeon watching this right now. I don't know, maybe. Let me know. Like, hit me up on Instagram. I have my email in the description box below. And more importantly, leave a comment to let me know what you did and how you got through it, because I'm looking for any advice right now. That's why I wanted to mention this at the very end of the video. Side note, if you're looking to take your channel to the next level with intention that's going to serve you, your family, and things that matter to you, watch this video next. If you haven't yet, click that little subscribe button to change your life and mine as well. To join the channel family here, made it a little bit more dramatic than it needed to be. Guys, let me know what the biggest takeaway of this video was. If you want me to do more behind the scenes as far as how to grow a business with YouTube, make sure to register for the masterclass. And until next time, I appreciate you watching.